The story happening right now across the northern region is something a lot of people have been talking about quietly, and today it has come out clearly because the Kano State government has taken a very bold step. For the first time in a long while, we are seeing a state work hand in hand with the Nigerian Army in a new way that feels modern, serious, and focused. They have now deployed trained drone operators along the border between Kano and Katsina to support soldiers on ground. And when you hear this, you might think it is just another announcement, but this one carries weight because it is coming after several weeks of increased tension along the border areas. If you are watching this video right now, please make sure you like this video and subscribe so you don't miss important updates like this. This one is something everybody should hear because it concerns national safety and the future of security technology in Nigeria. Now, the idea behind this action is simple. Using drones to watch the border from the sky, to see movement early, to detect danger before it arrives, and to help soldiers respond faster. For many years, security agencies have been using only ground patrol, which means they may not always detect fast movement or hidden routes. But now, with drones flying overhead, sending live pictures, sending alerts to officers, soldiers don't have to wait until something happens before reacting. They can see suspicious activity long before it reaches the community. The government said they are doing this because the border towns have been facing pressure. Many communities in that axis have been living with fear because of repeated attacks, threats, and movement of dangerous groups who use the border area as a passage. Some residents have been calling for more presence from authorities, and this decision looks like a direct response to that cry. And as I'm explaining this gist, please remember to like this video and subscribe, my people, because we need more eyes on updates like this. Now, let me break it in a very simple way that everybody can understand. Before now, a lot of security operations waited until something happened before going into action. For example, if there is an attack, you will hear that soldiers arrived later and rescued people or chased the attackers. But with drones, the whole story changes. Instead of waiting for something to happen, they can see things early. If a strange group is moving, the drone will capture it. If someone is crossing into the state in places that are not official border routes, the drone sees it. If an attack is being planned, the drone may detect unusual gathering or movement. This strategy also reduces pressure on soldiers because instead of searching blindly through thick forest or wide land, they now have real-time direction. And it gives confidence to communities, knowing that eyes are watching the area from above. Another part of the gist is that the drone operators are not just outside somewhere monitoring. They are being embedded directly with military units. That means they sit with soldiers, move with them, work with them. So decision-making is faster because the camera operators, the commanders, and the foot soldiers all get the same information at once. And this is something many developed countries do, and now a Nigerian state is bringing it into local security work. And as you are hearing this, if you have not liked this video, please tap the like button now and subscribe to support this channel. You will not miss any important update again. Now, the plan does not stop with drones. That is something people need to pay attention to. The state is also planning to bring mobile artillery units along the border area. What that means is that instead of waiting for backup from far locations, the military will have stronger equipment close to the border. So if there is any threat bigger than a normal patrol can handle, the response will not take long. It is part of what officials described as a bigger security push. Not just drones, but training, equipment, logistics, and community cooperation. The government said security is no longer about waiting for problems, but preventing them, detecting them early, and responding fast. And another important angle to this gist is how they are encouraging residents to cooperate. They want people living in villages and small towns along the border to share information quickly, because technology alone cannot do everything. People on the ground still see things that cameras may miss. So the state is saying, we will bring technology, but you bring your eyes, your awareness, your observations. When the community and the government work together, security becomes stronger. Now, let's talk about what this means for ordinary citizens. Many people have been living in fear. Some have lost loved ones.
some have relocated from their towns, some cannot farm or move freely.
But with this new strategy, there is hope that things might improve. When criminals know that drones are watching, they change behavior. When they know soldiers are nearby and fully equipped, they avoid those areas. When they know the community is active and reporting, they lose confidence. But even with that hope, we must also understand the challenges. Drones are powerful tools, but they must be used well. They must be maintained. Operators must be trained very well, and the information must be accurate. If any part fails, it can affect the whole system. So this is not something you just announce and forget. It requires everyday commitment. And as you are following this story, please, I want you to like this video and subscribe right now if you haven't. It helps this platform grow and allows us to bring more real-time updates to you. Now let me talk about the bigger picture. This move by Kano State may encourage other states facing similar challenges to copy this strategy. States like Zamfara, Kaduna, Niger, and even Plateau may begin to invest in drones or advanced surveillance tools. And if that happens, Nigeria as a whole will step into a new chapter of modern security. For a long time, criminals took advantage of weak points, places without patrols, places without early warning, places where response time was slow. But when states start using technology, the game changes. Those weak points disappear gradually. And the hope is that one day, the whole region will be safe again, and people can return to normal life. My people, security has become something everybody must take seriously. And the message the government is passing right now is clear. They want to be proactive. They want to prevent. They want to protect. They want to act early, not late. It is a positive step. And if managed well, it can bring peace to that border. Now, when we talk about this drone deployment, one thing people don't always realize is how big the border between Kano and Katsina actually is. It's not a small area you can monitor with just a few checkpoints. These borders stretch through villages, farmlands, bushes, and long open paths where people move freely every day. Criminal groups often take advantage of these wide areas because traditional patrols cannot be everywhere at once, but drones can cover kilometers in minutes. They can fly across spaces where no vehicle can enter. They can see movement in places that look empty to the human eye. For example, imagine a community at night. People are sleeping, the streets are quiet, and suddenly there is movement coming from the bush area. Before, nobody would know until morning. But now, with drones, the camera will pick up that movement immediately and send the alert to the operators who are sitting with soldiers. And that early notice can save lives, prevent attacks, and help the military intercept the threat before it even reaches the town. This is why people are saying this new step could actually change things in a very real way. And as I am explaining all this, if you have not yet liked this video, please do so now and subscribe as well. It helps a lot. Another important part of this story is the confidence it gives to the Nigerian Army. When soldiers know they have eyes in the sky helping them, it increases their morale. It reduces the pressure of entering risky areas without enough information. It gives them more control over the environment because they now see what is ahead, behind, and around them. And that makes their work more effective and safer. At the same time, communities also begin to feel safer. People who were afraid to farm may start going back to their farms. Traders who feared traveling early in the morning may now move more confidently. Even parents who were scared to let their children walk to school alone may begin to relax little by little. Security is not only about removing danger, it's also about restoring confidence in everyday life. But let me explain something in simple terms so everyone can understand. Drones are not magic.
They do not solve everything instantly. They are tools. Tools need people to operate them. Tools need maintenance. Tools need electricity, software updates, calibration, and trained hands. So the success of this strategy depends on the commitment behind it. If the government continues to support it, train people, invest in equipment, and collaborate with security agencies, then it will work. But if they just announce it and relax, then results will not be as strong as expected. So the responsibility remains with leadership. And speaking of leadership, the Kano State government has been emphasizing cooperation. They are telling residents, if you see something, say something. This is very important. Sometimes a neighbor may notice a strange visitor. A farmer may see new footprints in the bush. A trader may hear unusual conversations. Every small information, when combined with drone intelligence and military strategy, becomes powerful. That is how security systems work in developed countries. Technology plus community. And let me remind you again, please like this video and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and reach more people. Now let's talk about what this means for other states. When one state starts something effective, others usually follow. This is how progress spreads. If Kano's drone operation starts yielding results, like reduction in attacks, faster response time, improved safety, other states will quickly notice. They may begin their own drone programs. They may train their own operators. They may start forming partnerships with the military. And that means Nigeria as a whole begins to modernize its internal security. You see, technology is no longer something used only for banking or communication. It is now an important part of safety and national protection. And Nigeria has reached a point where traditional methods alone are not enough. So this step from Kano could be the beginning of a new security culture across the country. Now let me paint a picture for you. Imagine a future where every border state has drone surveillance. Imagine a Nigeria where soldiers work with real-time intelligence every day. Imagine communities where danger is detected before it reaches the people. That kind of future is possible if these early steps are taken seriously and expanded properly. But for now, the focus remains on the Kano-Katsina border. And the government has said clearly that this is not a temporary operation. They want it consistent. They want it active. They want it effective. And as you follow this update, please like the video and subscribe so you never miss news stories like this one. Now, something else people are talking about is how these drones could help in rescue operations. Sometimes when incidents happen, the first challenge is locating where the criminals escaped to. The terrain is large, there are many escape routes, many hiding spots. But drones can follow movement quickly. They can scan the direction attackers are running towards. This means rescue missions will become faster, more accurate, and more successful. But let me also talk about the importance of proper rules. When you use drones, there must be guidelines to protect the rights of regular citizens. The cameras must be used only for security purposes. There must be clear oversight so that people feel safe and respected. When a government uses technology, trust becomes very important. And if people trust the system, they will support it. And as I'm telling you this gist, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It means a lot. Now, there is something else we should talk about. How criminals may respond. Usually, when a new security method is introduced, criminal groups try to change their tactics. They may avoid open spaces. They may start moving at different times. They may change routes. But this is why combining drones with ground patrols is important. As criminals try to adapt, security forces must adapt too. It becomes a kind of strategy game where the goal is to stay ahead. But with drones, the advantage shifts more towards the security agencies. So right now, the big question is, will this strategy reduce incidents along the border? Many experts believe yes, if it is implemented properly. And another reminder before I continue, please like this video and subscribe. Thank you so much.